Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you how I use AI to generate design ideas. So I'm creating an extension to remove the news feed from social media so that you can focus on things that you want to do. So it removes your news feed and gives you a quote instead. But what I'm thinking is adding a clock here. So it's like a widget, it's like a dashboard, and there's a clock, and maybe there's even a weather widget. So I'm just testing different ideas for my extension. I'm going to go to Figma Make, and this is what I wrote. I want you to create an analog clock and a separate weather widget. So I actually added a screenshot of my design, and I told him I want an analog clock and a separate weather square widget that is similar in style to the quote widget. This is what it came out of. So very cool. Created the weather widgets. Now they're not perfect, but let me show you what it is. So I press here to copy the design and I put them here. Okay, so sometimes the design doesn't actually like translate well. So here you can see how they look like. Now they're just a little bit crazy. So what I do is just I fix those. I also noticed that this icon isn't really the same style here as you can see in my quotes. So I'm actually using a square and I put the icons in it. So it didn't do a perfect job, but it created a kind of a nice starting point for us. I worked and edited the design a little bit so that it fits more, and this is what I actually came up with. It's still not the latest design, but as you can see, I kind of edited a little bit so that it fits the style more. I added the icons in the squares and added the clock widget. Let's say I don't really like how circular this clock is. Now I can take a screenshot and be like, well, can you just, make this a square clock? Can you make it a square clock? So sometimes it can be a bit too so I actually asked Figma Make to create a tab right here to kind of switch between different styles. So I actually thought about a digital clock and a square clock, and honestly it didn't do a great job with creating, the digital clock. I really don't like this. There's no white space here, too much white space here. So obviously it is not a perfect system, and in many cases you just end up still maybe even going on Pinterest and kind of getting your own references, because at the end of the day it's going to be faster than explaining what you want exactly. So at this point it might be beneficial to just go on Pinterest because it's easier to explain to AI with images. So you can say like square clock UI. So here I have a lot of different ideas. Okay, I can write analog square clock UI. So yeah, this is probably the best one I found right here. So I can actually take this idea, I can gather a lot of data, but just to kind of show my point, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this and put it back in Figma Make. Use this idea for the analog clock, but make it more flat. So it just finished, and you can see it did a much better job at creating like a great analog clock when you gave it a reference. So it's much easier to just give the AI a reference instead of just trying to describe it with text, because text isn't really perfect for that. Now it's not perfect, but it's definitely a definitely much better starting point than what we had. So again, I can just copy that and put it here, and I can take this and paste it here. Paste to replace. And again, like I see some issues here. There's a lot more to kind of tweak here, but yeah, again, I just wanted to show you guys the general idea of how I come up with ideas using AI. Thank you guys for watching.